Employers hiring marketing coordinators are not expecting you to know everything. They want someone who can communicate clearly, stay organized, and show potential. In this video, I will show you exactly how to do that, even with zero professional experience. You have landed a marketing coordinator interview. Congratulations. Getting here means that your resume already caught their attention. Now it's time for you to show them exactly why you're the right fit. A marketing coordinator is an organizational backbone of the marketing team. Responsibilities may include coordinating campaigns, managing social media, supporting email marketing, conducting market research, tracking performance, and collaborating across teams. You are not expected to be an expert in all of these walking in. Understanding the role helps you give stronger, more relevant answers, especially if you are coming from a school background rather than a corporate one. Step 1 is to review the job posting carefully. Look for responsibilities and keywords that repeat. These are what interviewers focus on. Then ask how your own experience connects to those requirements. If you do not have professional experience yet, you don't need one. School projects, volunteer work, student clubs, a personal social media account all count. If you have managed your own Instagram page, you have already practiced content creation, audience engagement, and performance analysis. Treat that experience with the same seriousness as a paid role. Step 2 is to research the company. Set aside 30 to 45 minutes and look at the company website, LinkedIn page, social media channels, and recent news. Learn their mission, values, products, and recent initiatives. Step 3 is this is what makes your junior candidate stand out. Do a quick marketing audit. Look at their website and social media presence and form an opinion. Bring it up in the interview. For example, I came across your Instagram campaign and was impressed by your strong visual branding. I would be excited to contribute to that kind of content strategy. That one sentence shows initiative most candidates never demonstrate. You are not expected to be fluent in every tool, but familiarity goes a long way. Some tools worth knowing are Google Analytics for tracking website and campaign performance, Canva for visual content creation, MailChimp or HubSpot for email marketing, or Meta Business Suite or Hootsuite for social media scheduling. And some metrics worth knowing are reach, the total number of unique users who see your content at least once, impressions, the total number of times your content is displayed, whether or not it was clicked, engagement, the total number of times users interact with your content, such as likes, comments, shares, and clicks. Open rate, the percentage of delivered emails that were opened. Click-through rate, the percentage of people who clicked a link out of everyone who saw the content. And conversion rate, the percentage of people who completed the desired action out of everyone who visited or clicked through. Most importantly, you do not need to be an expert. Saying something like, I have used Canva and I understand how reach and engagement are measured is enough at the entry level. What employers want to see is that you're comfortable learning new systems quickly. Employers look for communication, organization, time management, creativity, analytical thinking, adaptability, collaboration, and attention to detail. The skill is not the hard part. Proving you have it without a job title is. The formula is simple. Take what you actually did and connect it to the skill the employer is looking for. Manage a person's social media account, that is content creation. Engagement and analysis. Worked on a school project, that is communication and time management. Let us walk through what this looks like inside the interview simulation. Here I will show you exactly how to use the MYLS interview platform to practice for a marketing coordinator interview. All you have to do is start by searching a MYLS interview on Google, click on the first link, and sign up using an email ID. Once you successfully signed up, click Start Interview and choose a career that you want to practice. Today we'll be doing a marketing coordinator interview. MYLS asks that you set up both your camera and microphone. Once that's complete, you're ready to start answering your practice questions. This is how your interview will be formatted. MYLS gives you exactly the same number of questions and format that you expect on your actual interview. These include some being video-based. For video-based questions, MYLS looks at your facial features, expressions, and the way you overall express yourself. This is a real interview stimulation, built around 4 areas: marketing knowledge, day-to-day execution, collaboration, and judgment under pressure. The exact questions rotate each time, so the goal is not to memorize answers, it is to understand how to approach each type.
Suppose a marketing manager asks you to support a campaign launch, but the brief is missing audience details, timing, and approval owners. What questions would you ask and why?
I would first clarify the key information needed to ensure the campaign is executed effectively and without delays. This question often refers to your marketing knowledge, so make sure to think in two columns, search and user. I would maintain a centralized tracking system such as Excel or a shared spreadsheet. For the second question, it focuses on day-to-day execution, so it's important on how you approach it. Name your prioritization logic, urgency, and impact first. Flag at-risk deadlines early instead of letting them slip silently, and mention a tracking system like a shared task list that keeps everything visible.
How do you make sure a recurring team meeting leads to real progress rather than just status talking, especially when several campaign owners are involved?
I believe effective meetings should focus on action and accountability. This question focuses on collaboration, so use the STAR method. Describe the unclear situation, the structure you created, such as a tracker or regular check-in, and the result. Show initiative without waiting to be told.
How would you support consistent marketing execution across many locations or communities when each one has slightly different local needs, timing, or content requests?
I would establish clear brand guidelines and standardized processes while allowing flexibility for local customization. For this question, it focuses on your judgment under pressure. What do you look for first? And how you can approach it is walk through your thinking instead of guessing one cause. Check page load speed, manage or message match between the email and landing page, and whether tracking is working. Then loop in the right person once you have narrowed it down. After each session, you will get a full report with an overall score and question by question feedback so you know exactly where you are strong and where to improve. You can redo the simulation as many times as you need, and every time you do, your answers get sharper and more natural. By the time you walk into the real interview, you will already have said your answers out loud, multiple times in a realistic setting. That is the difference between hoping it goes well and actually being ready. Ideally, you can see what the program is looking for so that you are able to become an ideal candidate. Additionally, MYLS highlights your activated ability with character traits and how you did in reference to them. This shows you exactly what you did well and how you can change things up for your actual interview. Knowing all of this is one thing, saying it out loud under pressure is another. Most candidates read interview tips but never actually practice speaking their answers, and this is exactly where they lose confidence in the room. This is why we built MYLS Interview. Almost every behavioral question can be answered using the STAR method: situation, task, action, and result. It turns a vague memory into a structured, confident answer. Tell me about yourself. This is a common question you might get asked during a job interview, so script this one in advance. What you might say is, I recently completed my marketing studies, and during school, I managed content and posting schedules for a student club social media account as a volunteer. That taught me how to plan ahead, track what resonated, and stay consistent even during exam season. I am looking for a role where I can build a strong foundation, and this position feels like the right fit. If you have an internship, swap the student club story for that. The structure stays the same. Another common question is, why this company? So make sure you show that you did your homework. An example to an answer would be, after researching your company, I noticed your strong, consistent brand presence on social media, particularly your recent community campaign. I want to work somewhere that already executes well so I can learn from a strong team while contributing my own ideas. Another question is, tell me about a marketing project you have worked on. You might answer this question like this. In the first semester marketing class, our group designed a mock launch campaign for a local coffee shop. I took ownership of the social media component, researched the target audience, and built a 2-week content calendar around 3 themes. We presented project reach and engagement estimates, and our project was the only one chosen to be shared with the class as an example. That is a complete STAR answer, even though it is just a class project. Always prepare 2 to 3 questions. It shows that you are already thinking about how you would contribute. You might want to choose 2 of these example questions. What does success look like in the first 90 days? What are the marketing team's biggest priorities right now? How is performance measured in this role? What opportunities are there for learning and professional development? How does the marketing team collaborate with other departments? Before the interview, review the job description, review your research notes, and practice your STAR examples out loud. Test your technology if it's a virtual interview and log in early. After the interview, send a thank you email within 24 hours. Mention something specific from the conversation and reiterate your interest. Most candidates skip this, so it's an easy way to stand out. If you have little to no experience right now, start building it. Volunteer to run a club's social media, help a small business with one campaign, or document what you learn from managing your own accounts. It does not need to be perfect, it just needs to be real. Because real examples are what STAR answers are built from. Now that you've seen how MYLS interview stimulation works, the next step is simple. Go practice it yourself. The more times you run through it, the more natural your answers will feel when it counts. You may have everything you need: the role, the research, the answers, and the strategy. The only thing left is to practice. Run the simulation on MYLS interview, read your feedback, and go again. Employers hire the most prepared candidate, not the most experienced one. That is you. Good luck, you have got this.